Hello and welcome back for more Pokemon Run and Bun. Just Tuesday. I was over here to do the thumbnail. I was over here before. But today, continuing Run and Bun. Welcome Grief, welcome Ciderman, and welcome Raymond. Planning on getting through the museum fights and getting my encounters so I can start planning for all the deeper gym fights. So these first two battles before I get my Slate Part encounter, I have already done calculations for. So, and I believe I can do them riskless, or at least for the most part. Funnily enough, the only Pokemon that I think genuinely threatens me is the Flaffy. Did I leave any items in here? No, I didn't. Okay, what items do I need? Looks like soft sand on Juju, silk scarf on Damascus, and then orange berries on everyone else. Back to running and bunning. Yeah, it's been like a month or so, I think, since last time I streamed this. Still trying to get caught up on editing, and I feel like I'm not catching up at all. But again, made some more progress last night, so hopefully I will get there eventually. This upcoming trainer reads with an Apom. Has a Nidorino and a Luxio. The first two have Sand Attack, which can be a bit annoying, but I believe I have proper pivots, so I don't really need to worry about it. May as well jump straight into this. Give up on editing, then focusing on... I can word. Focusing on Platinum Kaizo. I haven't looked too much into that, but I wish you luck with that. This is just going to stake out turn 1, I believe. It doesn't matter too much what I do here. I do need to low sweep, which has a chance to Oku, but it's not guaranteed. Critical hit. Alright, got lucky. And I believe that brings up the Nidorino. Now here... I can bring up my calculator. Question is, am I free to stay in here? Looks like it doesn't threaten me too much at the moment, so I can stay in. They probably want to stay healthy with Alexia just in case. Is that true? I'm just gonna stay in. Could be free to Flame Wheel. It's one of the only games you've played, and it's difficulty comparable to Run and Bun. That's definitely saying something. 34. How much damage can this deal to me anyway? Crit Poison Tail does 27 max. Would be free to Wind Wheel again. Poison Point is actually a bit dangerous. I didn't consider that, I don't think. But it didn't crit, so it doesn't actually matter. I know at 13. This is either Venoshock or Poison Tail. Either way, I should be good to just switch into Krogunk. Oh, Lily Rose. It's a Poison Tail. It'd be free to go for Stake Out. And I'm not actually sure whether that out damages Black Sludge, now that I think about it. Yeah, Black Sludge does not heal for much. And now it does outspeed me, but I should be free to go for a Mud Shot because I do not take much damage. Might actually navigate correctly, please. The early game of Platinum Kaizo is demonic. Yeah, I've heard that it doesn't really scale up in terms of difficulty. It's just hard from the beginning. But that just leaves Lexio. I'm at -1. This could go for Spark. Or it could Howl. If I -1 attack, it doesn't affect Mud Shot damage because it's special. How much damage does Spark do now that it does 33 maximum? I'm actually not safe to stay in here. I believe I really didn't switch to Juju on the Spark. Hang on. My mind is all over the place. This is guaranteed Spark, right? Or Howl. They switch to Juju. Let's go for Howl. Is that +1 attack? Rodent Seagull. I don't believe that Chip did enough to go into a KO with nature power. Is Spark not 33 max roll? Okay, was on a crit. Max roll crit. But yeah, it was always able to use Howl there. Now it's Juju Ring. Let's use that +1. It's... I believe it sees that I kill it with nature power. Because I do have a roll to kill. So it should be guaranteed double kick. Which means I'm free to... Am I free to switch to Staravia? Is double crit, double kick could theoretically KO if it's a low roll into a high roll? I guess it's technically not riskless. But that should be safer than staying in and going for Earth Power. But go ahead and switch to Damascus. If I have a killing roll and I'm Tester, it'll go for priority. It doesn't have priority, does it? Yeah, it doesn't have priority. It should not go for setup, right? Quick attack? It just has Spark, Double Kick, Bite, and Howl. At least according to the calculator. I know Luxie learns Quick Attack. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Damascus and hope that it doesn't get a low roll crit into high roll crit, because that's the only possible way this goes wrong. Wait, that's not even true, because it loses the +1. But even if it crits, it doesn't do enough damage. Whatever, this is riskless. I'm switching back. On either a Howl or a Spark. If I recall correctly. The neutral. Spark is highest damage. You can always take a Spark. I just realized. I think I was supposed to go Cherry Berry here. Or that's something I just completely forgot about. But that's a mistake I made, I guess. Pick out means it's guaranteed in nature power range, so I can go ahead in nature power and KO. I feel sloppy today. Oh, and Pano. Boris. Sorry I missed that. Anyway, for this next fight, I do plan on using a very similar team. I believe I'm just benching Vertuga for Litleo. I do need to level up Litleo. You can plan pretty well around DA going for setup. I don't think setup was ever the risk there. The only real risk there was paralysis from Spark, which I completely missed for some reason. Oh, I can't even take off the Orange Berry from this menu. There we are. Right, party I want to manage. I want Genesis in front. Juju second. Leros, Archimedes. Salandit, Mian. It kind of I guess. I want cherry berries on a lot of these. Great berry on Damascus. On Archimedes. On Paraboa. And on Neon. Oranberry on Lily Rose. Be the soft sand on Juju. And then I need to actually level up Neon. I don't remember whether she actually learns anything. Incinerate, I believe, can just replace Ember. Hurry up. Is there anything I am missing is the question. Doesn't look like it. I think I need to update Litleo on the calc. There we are. Onto the next title already. When I was worried about the crit, I was thinking that Intimidate was getting bypassed by the crit. But then I remembered that if it's going from +1 to +0, I guess neutral, then the crit does not bypass that drop because it's not actually minus attack, it's just neutral. Anyway. It'd be good to go. First battle starts with the Mienshao, which should always go down to Aerial Ace into Quick Attack. And Damascus should never go down here. Art Team does a lot of damage and speed drops me, but quick attack bypasses the speed drop. Right, it was always going to be Nidori in the next. I don't think there is any question of that. So no, I believe this is always going to be Shockwave. Maybe. I'm at 24 HP. I guess that's possible. But it goes for Toxic instead. Or a very slight chance of Venoshock. I think I actually bring in Rawgunk next, not Nuzlocke. Because Nuzlocke does not take a Venoshock well. Plus Rawgunk is always going to be immune to Toxic. And Toliras. Shockwave is the expected result. You put Fake Out. Poison Point is irrelevant since Rawgunk is a poison type. Now it's either going to be Water Pulse or Shockwave. It'd be free to switch into Juju. Risk Chase scenario this confuses. But it doesn't seem to find a Fake Out. Poison Point is a bit unlucky. It should be guaranteed Venoshock now. Question is, am I safe to Earth Power? Is Fake Out did minimum 5 and then minimum 7. That's minimum of 12. Nature Power turns into Earth Power. Which with Soft Sand does 32 minimum. Looks like I do need to pivot again. But since it's guaranteed Venoshock, Lily Rose is perfectly safe to take this. I can take out. Switch to Juju. As long as this isn't Water Pulse Confusion. It is not. I am perfectly fine. I can go ahead and Fake Out again. Puts it in Nature Power range. So I can go ahead and take the KO. And that leaves the Fluffy, which is a little scary. And 20 HP. They should always be Fire Punch no matter what. So it should be safe to switch into Archimedes on the Fire Punch. Wait, I believe I'm holding a cherry berry if I recall correctly. The highest damage here. Looks like it's low sweep. They go out in low sweep. -1 speed. Static is unfortunate, though I do have the cherry berry. So it could just go for Thunder Wave now. And sweep. Okay. And now it's either going to Shockwave or Confuse Ray. Question is, do I stay in or switch? Honestly, I think I think I need to stay in. At the very least, until I'm confused. Do I Mach Punch here? I am paralyzed. It is -1 speed. It does outspeed me. Wait, what am I doing? I have the wrong Pokemon in. It does outspeed me. It's either Shockwave or Confuse Ray. Shockwave does 31 at most. I'm just going to Mach Punch. Nice, it hits. Now I'm confused and probably should switch. Because I believe it's guaranteed Shockwave now. Does Juju ever die to Shockwave? $16 plus poison damage. Yeah, that's a little risky. Rose is at 26. I doubt she can take a Shockwave. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, no safe pivots. I just need to stay in. Let's take in... We'll sweep into Mach Punch. I'll be honest, I don't really like this situation. I think I need to stay in and go sweep. It's a Shockwave. Please actually hit. unfortunate. They have no crit range. The question is... I think I switch into Litleo here. On guaranteed shockwave. And now I should be safe to incinerate. I do it speed, shockwave crit, and only ever deal 27. Welcome, Nuff Nuff. I guess that killed. At the Herald. And that is everything I pre-planned for. I do need to see what my site per encounter is. I forget exactly where, but I think there are some items I can get here. Like black glasses. I think the black glasses are over here. Glasses in 10, yeah. Is there anything else, or is it just the move tutors? Obviously the move tutors are useful, but they're not going anywhere. Don't really need this from my encounter. That should be it. Thank you. Hey, what were the encounters here again? Where are the... Run and Bun documents? Here's the folder. I think it's only water types I can get here though. Or sea remoraid, weasel, quillfish. They unfortunately don't have any compound eyes Pokemon. I believe Dinion is the worst encounter of the four. Probably bots my water weaknesses. A bunch of resistance veneer. And Let's do this. Get my Pokemon Orange Berries just in case. And no Shadow. Not sure who the best Pokemon to lead with is. I don't believe I have any status moves to make it easier to catch. You can maybe just chip it down with Fake Out or something. And get Wet Fruit Quill. Great Pulse. I don't think I can buy those yet, can I? Welcome, Villian. Late is the first mart with them. Apparently I can. Good to know. I really want to burn all my money on them, bro. I forget whether you get a Premier Ball for buying 10 Great Balls in this game. Thank you for the bless. You don't? There's no point in buying 10 then? All I have is potions and antidotes. And that should be fine, shouldn't it? Welcome, Blue Monica. I'll just buy 5 for now, I think. I probably won't need any of the medicine until after I get more money anyway. I'll just take 10. Wait, not mean to walk in there. Into is from my encounter. Weasel. Not that, I don't think. First time you really need healing is past Follower. And I have needed potions before when I would pre-poison a Pokemon. I would need to heal up before the fight. Yep. I said pull up the decks here, don't I? Let me get that up, hang on. Weasel. I just have Aqua Jet Growl and Water Sport. Aqua Jet. And let me paste this into my other browser real quick. Never mind, apparently that just doesn't work. I don't know why. I'm gonna call it Plumber Gen 4 is leaking into Gen 3. This ROMhack actually has all of the first 8 generations. Doesn't have any Gen 9 stuff though. So these are my party. It's level 10. If I assume it's minimum bulk, definitely can't chip it down with Starvia at least. It's minus defense nature. A plus attack minus defense. Yep. Am I at least able to chip it down with Fake Out or something? I could maybe chip it down with Bubble? Water Pulse? Looks like my best hope of chipping it down is with Surskit. We'll go ahead and switch there. And take Mushroom Aqua Jet. I think... yeah, Quick Attack is going to be my best bet. That did not do much. It's the highest amount of damage that can deal. Slightly over half. Be fine to Quick Attack again. And then one more time. Then I can just throw balls. Is Weasel difficult to catch? Or am I free to just throw Pokeballs? 84.2%. That's not bad. Almost. Just gonna try it again. There we are. Yeah, what am I gonna nickname this thing? Looks like it is... Oya? Can't say I've seen that name before. Hang on. I somehow missed a letter. There we are. I am not actually sure how Weasel is in this game. Timid nature. Is it? Oh, it's more of a physical attacker. Well, speed is good, but minus attack isn't great. High defense IV. I was surprised by how little quick attack was doing. High speed. Kind of low attacking stats and special defense. Oh, and what about ability? I didn't even pay attention to that. Water Veil? Interesting things I can do with Swift Swim. Kind of mid outside of that. Doesn't look like I got Swift Swim, so... unfortunate. No, I guess I need to plan for the... Aqua grunts in the museum. On my first attempt, I was able to deal with the Murkrow with Tortuga without any real issue. Smackdown into Aqua Jet is a guarantee to a KO. But I believe should always be at Sculp. I even have a good answer to Sculp. Doesn't look like I have any obvious answers. I think last time I relied on hidden power to do this. I don't have any good matchups. Over my hidden... Oh, I also haven't exported Weasel yet. I'd probably go ahead and do that. Good script. Weasel's hidden power Steel. Wait, how's... Hidden power Psychic on Choodle. Hidden power Ground on Salandit. Good, and... Yeah, first of all, let me take us these orange berries. Probably make sure that I don't have those held by default in the calc. Also might be a good idea to sail and heal. Export. Copy everything. There we are. Oh, welcome, ladies, man. How's it going? It's going well so far, I think. Currently planning for these back-to-back boss fights. Right, I was going to check how hidden power Doodle does into this. Probably not great. I mean, not terrible. Doodle isn't exactly known for its special attack. Then it was hidden power grounds to land it. Its line it takes way too much from water pulse. I think Choodle's, I guess, my best option here. I don't think going for a secret power is gonna help. The cage lock is doing good, sir. You weren't able to join. Don't worry about it. It's still kind of going slowly due to scheduling issues, and I think one of the other players has gotten no contact, so we probably need to replace them. But at least my team has done our split, and we're doing our cage match on Friday. Looks like ads are starting in a few minutes. How is secret power on Star Evia? Good damage, but still doesn't even outdamage the Scrolp. I'm honestly surprised I'm struggling so much with the Scrolp. It has 2 damaging moves. Any other potentially helpful hidden power types? Your skit gets hidden power electric. That's not bad. Still not great, but not bad. Something to consider at least. Hopefully we're able to complete it quickly, maybe by the end of the year. Hopefully by the end of the year. Unless it goes more slowly than the previous cage lock, which is always a possibility considering we have 16 players instead of 12. There are some boxes, especially on Monkey, that can be before Museum. The extra 2 encounters. I did consider that. I'm not sure that I have the box for it. I think ads are starting here though. I think I should take my break here and be back in a few minutes. Alright, answer over. I am back. I'll be honest, just dealing with this beat barrel does not look good. Its Aqua Jet and Pluck can just do too much damage to basically everything in my box. And the fact that it does so much with Priority Aqua Jet to Monferno And I don't even get a guaranteed do a KO with low sweep into Mach Punch. Means I don't think this is going to work. So honestly, it might just be less risky than doing Museum first. I still just have to see. I guess Weasel could potentially help against Skrelp, though. Welcome back, thank you. And I have a few options, but none of them seem particularly reliable. Then there's Tortuga. Which Juju could maybe handle. Oh yeah, Camper Gavi. You know what move Nature Power turns into? So that would be over here. I think that's Energy Ball, isn't it? But even Energy Ball doesn't do that much. It's one of the reasons I like this game, because of analyzing numbers like this. It's... And I think the aspect of basically solving a puzzle here is fun. It's not Energy Ball unless it's on a grass tile, as in the tall grass. Because I would be standing on a grass tile, but it's not like a wild Pokemon tall grass tile. If it's not Energy Ball, then I wouldn't know what to do here. Then now that I think about it, I kind of want to check that. I think he was in this spawn. I could have sworn I actually had it turn into Energy Ball on a grass tile at some point. So that might have been tall grass. Yeah, for that fight, I was in the tall grass, but the NPC trainer was not in the tall grass. I guess it would make sense if it was based on whichever tile I'm in and not the other trainer. How much energy ball the Gino Fate? Yeah, that's what I was just checking. Use it on the Danpia. But anyway, that, and I could potentially do some big goat shenanigans. Like, I could fake it out with Nuzleaf. But 7 damage minimum. Pivot to Tortuga on the pluck. That beats Aqua Jet is the problem. No wait, that should always bait Super Fang, but that's still kind of a problem. If I switch to Monferno on the Super Fang, then I'm going to be in range of Aqua Jet. No matter what, I don't think there's a safe way to do this. Unless I can maybe chip it down into Mach Punch range. But that doesn't seem realistic. With the number of Pokemon I would need to use for that. Is the rest of my box able to handle this at least? Or you handle the rest of the Fate? Because if so, then I can see it potentially being viable. But it really doesn't look like it. And a Sunfara seems like the easiest one to deal with. But even then, I think it's a threat. Oh, maybe the Dustox is easier. It seems like Museum is probably my better option. Maybe. I really have for this Tortuga's Razor Leaf. And then I'm risking Ancient Power Boosts, which is obviously a big risk. I have Sureskit just takes too much damage from Ancient Power. And Hidden Power doesn't even do as much as Bubble Beam does. None of my other Hidden Power types helps with that. Frogunk just doesn't do enough damage. I could maybe do some pivoting between Nuzleaf and Frogunk. I don't think that helps though, because pretty sure it's always just dead to fake out into Razor Leaves, so I should probably check that. Fake out is 2 minimum. Razor Leaf is 13. Uses up Rindo Berry. Does another 27. Yeah, that's not even enough. You're heading out, have a good one. Have a nice day. I guess it's like 2 AM for you, isn't it? Have a good night. If I have a way to almost 11 AM. Oh, you're not where I thought you were at all. I guess I just forgot about that. But yeah, hope you have a nice day. Do I have any other way to chip this? It would take 3 fake outs. No, 4 fake outs to chip it enough total. So yeah, that's never gonna work, let's be honest. Is there any way to risk fewer than 2 Ancient Power boosts? I guess that's the ultimate question here. And I think the answer is no. I guess I just kind of have to rely on Nuzleaf to 1v1. Then there's this Marini. Which I guess Krogunk looks like my best option for. That's immune to Toxic. Can deal good damage with Mud Shot. Does not take much from Venom Shock. I guess, does that beat Frillish or Whirlipede next? Looks like Frillish. And my best Frillish answer looks like Nuzleaf, but Nuzleaf is probably gonna be low from the Tortuga. Let's use full power rollout for determining switch AI. I don't think it matters here. The 10 rollout is what, 150 power? That wouldn't do as much as Frillish. That is good to know though. I think that threw me off. Wait, 480? Let's go from 30 to 60 to 1. I see, so it actually just doubles each time. If it's full hour Paytera rollout, then it should always be Whirlipede next in that case. Which always has a chance to roll out. It's actually just random move. I don't really have a good answer, I don't think. And maybe Monferno? Since it's not weak to anything and can deal good damage with Flame Wheel. That's probably the right answer. Which I guess brings me back to Frillish. Which Nuzleaf would be very good for. But if I use Nuzleaf for the Frillish, even if I did use Nuzleaf for the Frillish, Cursed Body can kind of screw me over. I don't think anything else in my box can really handle it. And Choodle does decent damage, but also takes a bunch from Shockwave. Takes too much from Shockwave, I'd say. Don't think this is looking good. They bring Doodle and Nuzleaf. Ideally, Nuzleaf isn't super low after the Tortuga, though I wouldn't count on it. And I guess it's between Surskit and Weasel to deal with the Skrelp. I think Surskit might be the better option here. Doesn't deal quite as much damage with Hidden Power Electric. It also takes significantly less damage from Acid. I think I'm more inclined to go with Blazel, actually. I forget exactly how Acid works. 33.2%. Wait, that's 10% chance of lowering special defense. Right, it's not exactly a good move, but it's kind of a threat here. Welcome, Pie. Would I like a hug? Honestly, yeah, but... give you a second. Wait. I'm probably better off going with Weasel here. This is probably the best team comp I have available for this. I don't think you really need any items on Tortuga. Certainly should have one just in case. I mean, Oranberry is kind of the default. It shouldn't throw off my lines or anything. I could give black glasses to Choodle, maybe? Just in case. That does mean the crit is a guaranteed KO. Plus it lets me out damage recover more effectively. Oh, thank you, Pi. To be honest, I thought you were implying that you were actually going to come track me down. With soft sand, I could give it to Frogunk to help deal with the Marini. That makes it a much more likely to hit KO. Whereas without... I guess without it, it's not even necessarily a 3-hit KO because of Black Sludge. With Soft Sand, it's a slight chance for a 2-hit KO. But at least a guaranteed 3-hit KO. Congrats on the 10 stream streak. Enjoy your bonus channel points. I could go with... I don't think Silk Scarf is gonna do me any good. I mean, maybe? Does it improve fake out damage on the Tortuga at all? Yeah, that makes the odds of doing 3 damage instead of 2 better. I don't think that's going to make a significant difference. Probably better to you with Oranberry there. Getting close to something you've been saving for? I see. Just had a terrible Astral Party game that never feels great. Okay, so I think I'm going... Soft Sand, Krogunk... Black Glasses, Choodle. Oranberry on everyone else. I don't think any hidden power capes are helping me here. I had to grind you sheer shit since you Rima Insane. The 2 randoms left. That is why I don't like playing with randoms. What order was I putting these in? Right, something like this. There we are. Let's put Black Glasses on Micaeus. Soft Sand on the Liras. Evermall place isn't gonna do any good, I don't think. And orange berries across the board. Yes, I could give orange berries elsewhere, but I don't think they're going to help as much. Got me thinking Quaker for art. No, I was thinking less for art because I used the scuffed caricature redeem on her stream so she would draw Quaker. I'm gonna go over this again, and I think at least try to put together a line for Gavi. I don't think it's happening though. My odds do not look good overall, I have to say. So for Toodle, I mean, Shockwave is very likely to be a 2-hit KO. An Orange Berry could help my odds a little bit, but I doubt it. I think the bite damage is going to be more valuable. I suppose it would help on a switch. I should take a water pulse on the switch from Monferno at least. And then if I need to switch to Nuzlocke, I'd be switching in on a Shockwave. And again, I think Soft Sand is a better bet on the Marini rather than Oranberry. For Gavi. Yeah, I can send it to you later if you want. Do I have any kind of wine for this? Is this beet barrel just kind of walls everything? It does too much damage. Best I could realistically hope for is juggling Fake Out. But I don't think I bait moves properly to actually pull that off. I think I'm just gonna go straight to the museum. To double check I have the right items. Tortuga, Weasel, Nuzleaf. Frogunk, Monferno, Doodle. Let's just do it. Let's save, I guess. Not sure that really does much for me. So thank you, Real, for the health check. Give me 1 second. Health has been checked. That's not the right place, I don't think. Or is it... do I need to try to deliver the goods first? This wouldn't be the place for that. It'd be in here. Hey, Doc. The question is it a coincidence that these guys are just mimed dark and stern and ended up working with ships? Or was it that their parents kind of imposed that fate on them? Or did they go so far as to change their names for that? I just realized something. Okay, I do have enough money. For a second I thought I might not. Or else are you going to work with those names? I don't know, whatever they're passionate about. Let the swagger TM. You scan them if you don't anyway. Good to know, I guess. Maybe I should have spent 200 so I didn't have enough. Alright. This is a bit scary. But hopefully this goes well. First up is Murkrow, which isn't really a problem. There with the Smackdown. Take a Nightshade. Follow up with Aqua Jet, which should always be KO. And that should bait in Scrub, which is a bit scary. Probably the scariest mod here. Switch. Wait, I just realized I didn't level up Boya. I screwed myself over. Time to steer, I guess. I thought I prepared for this, but I guess not. I think I just let this die, honestly. I don't really have a better out. Not leveling up was a really stupid mistake. Oh well. I need to resort to Choodle. Which I don't think I even have the right moves on to deal with this. Have to go for Bite. Is Poison Point? Oh, the flinch at least. This is such a train wreck. It's very possible that the run just ends here. I am getting chain flinches though. The calm is the amount of poison damage I'm taking, because now it's just gonna protect. I take more poison damage. I get another flinch. That's gonna protect again. Or not. That's surprising. I think my case is doomed. Do I need to sacrifice my case here? Honestly, I probably do. Do I really just keep going for flinches, or do I go for Water Pulse? I'm going for another flinch. Didn't get the 5 in a row. The fact that I got 4 in a row is amazing though. Wait. There you are. The case. I'm sorry I failed you. Now I freak out. I Razor Leaf. Use up a Tundo Berry. Hope it doesn't. Oh, went for Mud Shot. That's surprising. Am I slower now? No, I'm not. I guess I went from speed control despite the fact that I wouldn't be slower after the speed drop. which I guess I forgot was a thing. But now I can just Razor Leaf and it's just gonna Aqua Jet. That's the free Grunt down. I had to sacrifice 2 Pokemon just because I forgot to level up. Switch to Lily Rose. Go from Fake Out, I guess. There's no reason not to. Mud Shot. Venom Shot does very little. Worst case scenario, it goes for Soak, but I don't think that's... I'm guessing that's a +6 in terms of AI move selection because it's not in the document. There's a Soak. And I should be able to just take it out with my Trot. As for Lupine, since apparently it calcs with 480 power rollout. And my best bet is to just switch right away before it has a chance to build up damage. There's the rollout. Speed boost. I believe I was just going to Flame Wheel. Yeah. It's very likely to be a 2-hit KO, but not guaranteed. That goes to +2, doesn't it? Which does make it outspeed me. If Archimedes dies here, then I think that's just the final nail in the coffin. Thornberry means I should never die to Rocky Helmet. I think the only real risk there was a crit. Or it's possible that a high roll would have done it. Now it's Frillish. The question is this just random move? Yes, it's definitely just random move. Do I have a good pivot here? Because I want to get into Juju as safely as possible. But ideally, I switch in on a Shockwave. Which I don't really have a way to beat. I think I just kind of have to deal with the random move. the last thing that can screw me over here is confusion. To do it. I believe the real danger here is Curse Body. Okay, it doesn't look like it got disabled. But I mean, given the fact that I forgot to level up, I think that went fairly well, actually. I think obviously the only person I can blame for those deaths was myself. Can't really blame luck for that. Definitely cannot be making mistakes like that if I want to actually get through this. Did you just revive my dead Pokemon? It did. That's cheating. Scott's here. Still not sure whether the Battle Frontier exists in this game. He's kind of the Battle Frontier guy. Ads are starting again in a few minutes. Yuboya, who I caught and immediately killed for no good reason. Mikaeus, who quite frankly did a pretty good job of pulling me back into the fight, but ended up dying. He will be missed. There we are. And now, I do have a new level camp, which I believe is 21. I'm really going to be kicking myself for that. Do I have any important evolutions at this camp? And I'm probably gonna end up using it. Rare candy. Evolve Otto for Brawly. And you don't get the rare candy until after this fight. And go ahead and pull up the learn set document. Farseed does evolve. Not get the heart scale, so I can't get Kingdra this time either. Don't have any reason to delay, I don't think. Sorry if you don't get any new moves. Salandra gets Dragon Rage? That's a bit surprising. Not sure how useful that is. But Leo gets Echoed Voice, which is interesting. Brisket doesn't get anything until 22. Tortuga does get Ancient Power and Brine. Leaf gets Faint Attack. Frogun gets Seismic Toss. And Lantrina gets Fire Spin. Let's make it a Cope Combustion answer. This will land it with Dragon Rage. Or this thing not just die to Thunder Punch? Do I even bother leveling up right now? You can at least level up in the calc. Also, I just realized I forgot to go on break for the ads. I do actually need to take that, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am back. Didn't even switch my BRB screen. Welcome, Kazu. Thank you for the raid. Couldn't throw you out. For those who don't know me, I am Juniper Lee, Batty VTuber and challenge runner. Currently trying to do a Nuzlocke of Run and Bun, but stream has kind of been a train wreck so far. How has your stream been? Or how is your stream? Doing Among Us, right? So, because of my, let's say, lack of care, I just killed off 2 Pokemon for no good reason. Wait, were those even the right 2? What Pokemon did I just delete from the calculator? Percy. Guess I need to re-export. Copy. Paste. There we are. You don't want to do Pokemon challenge runs, but they scare you for some reason? They can be scary. And I just went into a scary back-to-back pair of boss fights. Realized I forgot to level up my new Pokemon. And ended up losing 2 because of it. This is also just one of the hardest ones. I don't recommend this for beginners. I definitely suggest just doing vanilla games to start. Anyway, I need to calculate for this fight now. I do think with the new level cap, Monferno should be perfectly fine to deal with the B-Barrel. His low sweep has a chance to Oko. And then with Mach Punch, it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. You don't have to worry about Aqua Jet, which even a crit only does a little over 2/3. And then that should be... And even if I take 44 damage, maybe I'm holding an Orange Berry. Manito's the only one who outspeeds. It's never going to be Sunflora, that's for sure. It's never going to be Dustox. It's never going to be Electric. It should always be Ponyta. The Ponyta is gonna use what? Play Rough? Yeah. Depending on my HP, I could potentially stay in. Otherwise, deal with the Play Rough. I could switch to Salandit. If I'm using Dragon Rage, level 21. Okay, why does the speed type multiple Pokemon? Great Flame Wheel is a potential 3 at KO. So with an Oran Berry, it shouldn't be an issue. Go ahead and import that. Once I take out Ponyta with Salandit, his Dragon Rage should be guaranteed to a KO through Citrus Berry, I think. How much does Citrus Berry heal again? It's 25%, right? It's the Pinch Berry. Is that heal 50%? The Dragon Rage should always be 2-hit KO. Find it outspeeds everything. Should always be Electric next. Which looks like it gets rolled by Nuzleaf. So it's Super Fang. The Electric could whip. I could do something kind of stupid here and go for Bide on Super Fang, but that seems like a really bad idea. It's also at level 17, not 21. Is there anything that does good damage to this? I think Super Fang probably... means that's not going to work. And Incinerate does decent damage. And I said Nuzleaf kind of walls this. And Salandit obviously does good damage with Dragon Rage, but takes a lot from Shockwave. And I would probably need to use something else for Ponyta. I'm not using Salandit. I guess Tortuga could work well for you. I use Tortuga for the Ponyta. Level 21. Smackdown Aqua Jet is a guaranteed 2 at KO. I never go down to double kicks. Wait, is that true? Even through Citrus Berry? It's 68 damage total. Does it heal more than 19 with Citrus? If it only heals 25%, then no. I guess that's something I can double check. It would be under mechanic changes. There was a section dedicated to berries. I thought there was. Yeah, pinch berries got changed, but it doesn't say anything about citrus, so I guess that's just Gen 8 value, which I believe is 25%. Yeah. Holders does not have ripened. So, can use Tortuga for the Ponyta. I suppose it could be dangerous if I end up beating Shockwave with Tortuga. What if I pivot? Create Shockwave. We'll deal 18. That should be guaranteed Super Fang, or yes, Toxic. But it should never be Shockwave or Mega Drain. That should work fine as a pivot. And then there's Roselia. And that's not even level 21. At level 21 it should work fine. Also, I should probably go to import Cedr's information. So I can evolve Horsey. Cedra actually handles Ponyta pretty effectively. That's something I can keep in mind. Sunflora... Actually... Yeah, I should always... Slanded should always beat Sunflora over Dustox. Which I may or may not need to switch for. What I switch into should definitely hold Chesto Berry. Doesn't look like I have a guaranteed Oku on it. But it's 2 Pokemon. I should at least be able to account for double hit with Grass Whistle. Then there's Dustox, which... shouldn't be an issue. But using Tortuga for Dustox seems more reliable. But then I can only bring 1 Pokemon for the Sunflora. Also, if I do use Seadra for the Ponyta, does that mess up the bait order? Probably. Though... yeah, it could end up beating Sunflora first, but that actually seems unlikely still. It does mean baiting Shockwave. Wait. What was I even thinking with Nuzleaf again? Oh right, to beat Super Fang. Instead of Shockwave. The crit Shockwave still does too much. After Super Fang. Why would I even want to bait Super Fang? I guess to reduce the chance of double crit shock, or to avoid crit Shockwave, but that still doesn't work. What I would need to bait is Mega Drain. How would I bait Mega Drain? I don't think I have a way to do that. Probably need a better answer. The electric then. Honestly, Monferno seems decent, but I need Monferno to deal with the B-Barrel. Might just need to be Nuzleaf. If I switch to Nuzleaf on a Shockwave, take 15 damage. The bait's either Toxic or Super Fang. If I bide, then I either take the Toxic or the Super Fang. Shockwave cannot kill me from that position. This is not going to work. Wait. With Fake Out it works. I switch into Nuzleaf, I Shake Out, I Bide, and guaranteed to take at least one Super Fang. Does Bide damage include damage taken from status like poison? I need to check this. After Bide is selected, the user will be unable to select a move for an idling period of 2 to 3 turns chosen randomly. I believe that's changed. Be 2 turns guaranteed. Yeah, that changes in Gen 3. You'll still be able to switch out during the move's effect. Pretty sure that also got changed. Afterwards, Bide will deal damage to twice the damage received during the idling period. Okay, I feel like that's... Bide hits the last Pokemon to attack the user. Is +1 priority. So, what's confusing me is... it says the damage received during the period is counted as equal to the last amount of damage done. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean it's not the total amount of damage, it's the last hit? I didn't think that's how Bide worked. Have I been thinking about Bide all wrong? It says Bide will do damage equal to twice damage received during the idling period. Which is how I thought it worked. But But then it also says the damage received during a period is counted as equal. Yeah, that's just contradictory. I am very confused. I'm gonna check another reference for this. Not seeing that second clause on this site. Doesn't look like Cerebi has any detailed information on it, surprisingly. I would have thought this site would have in-depth information on moves, but this is nothing compared to Bulbapedia. Let me check whether that's a move changes at all. Welcome, Yon. Doesn't look like it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I think I have to assume that's just poorly written. Hey, streamer. Welcome in person too. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna use a guide line here. It's kind of stupid, but... funnily enough, it seems like my best option. That brings me back to Sunflora, which Salandit actually seems better for. And I can bring a second Pokemon to deal with the Salandit in case of double sleep. Which it looks like Litleo is my better option. And then there's the Dustox. My best answer to the Dustox is Tortuga. I think I need to run Peccaberry. Alright. Run you here. You here. You here. You here. Where? There we are. Box is looking a bit thin. Which need Huckleberry here. Chesterberry here and here. And I believe I need orange berries everywhere else. It reduces physical damage. Don't have to worry about that. Let's worry about Lumberry. Don't have to worry about Citrus Berry. Don't have to worry about that Lumberry. Black Sludge could be annoying, but... okay. Berry is here. Here. And... here. Can't believe I'm using this plan. I need to actually level up this time. Don't want to forget to do that. Or I'll find myself with an even thinner box. Do I even want Fire Spin? I know it got buffed in this game, but it still seems bad. Is it worse than Leer? It's hard to say. Welcome, Bowls. Honestly, it might be better than Leer is. Sure, let's do it. Residual damage could potentially come in handy. Thanks to Evolve Messiah. Forgot about Clear Smog. Get rid of Leer Messiah, I think. Add Seep. That being useful on Kingdra. Don't believe there's a reason to delay. Roll up to 21. Get Juju up to 21. On Slaying Scene's attack. Oh, but now I don't know what move to get rid of. Normally I would get rid of Bide without hesitation. But I was actually planning on using Bide here. Nature Power has been very useful. It also seems kind of hit or miss. When do I get access to a leaf stone in this game? It's like I get Leaf Blade at 26. I might make the very questionable decision to keep Bide here and get rid of Nature Power. It has been very useful. Or I could just find a line that doesn't need Bide and get rid of Bide. Which seems like the correct decision. I take Faint Attack. Over Bide. And that's a guaranteed 3-hit KO. But then I have to worry about Citrus Berry, so it becomes a 4-hit KO. And Super Fang is kind of a nuisance. Not to mention Toxic. Don't really have a better option. It's either ditch Bite or ditch Nature Power. And I know the correct answer is to ditch Bide. But I actually have a line that makes Bide good. Alright. Is Nature Power a move I can get back later? I suppose that's ultimately the correct question. I don't think I do. If I get rid of Nature Power, I can never get it back. The same could be said about Bide. Not that I would ever be getting Bide back. I don't know, do I go with the most likely correct choice? Or do I go with the... You know, how good is nature power on Nuzlocke in the long term? I have no idea where I would find this information, to be honest. I am spending too much time on that. I should just get rid of Bide. Wait. That does make good flying slightly... I can say slightly less reliable. I think I'd get rid of Scratch. It's not really going to be useful, I don't think. I certainly want Echoed Voice. It's an interesting move. Anticipate Noble Roar being better than Leer. They don't have anything with shell armor right now. Ancient car even good. It's only really scary when the opponent has it because of the boost, but that's a 10% chance. I can't exactly rely on it. Whirlpool just seems bad though. Let's learn Brian. I'll say probably better than Ancient Power. Okay, I'm gonna take Brian. Alright. Hopefully deleting Bide was not the wrong choice here. Killer Comedios. Road Sweep. This has a chance to Oka. Doesn't really matter because if it doesn't, I just Mach Punch. Should just go down the line. Never mind, apparently it's electric next. I think that's actually good for me though. Shockwave does 28 at most. I think I Flame Wheel for highest damage. No, I just low sweep. Why would it be Flame Wheel? It's a Super Fang. Pretty sure I did 29. Shockwave can only deal 28. I'm free to stay in low sweep again. There's a Citrus Berry. There's a Shockwave. Switch to Juju. Take another Shockwave. I Seek Out. And I Saint Attack. Next up is Ponyta. Trick Set, I guess. Ponyta did either Flame Wheel or Play Rough. Looks like it's slightly better odds for Play Rough. I should be fine to just switch to Messiah. And then Bubble Beam should be a guaranteed Oko. Use Sunflora. And Sunflora is using Guaranteed Energy Ball. I am free to switch into Salandit. That's Parabella. Take the Energy Ball. And then it probably should just Dragon Rage. They could Flame Burst. I'll Flame Burst. Go for the Yoko. If I crit. If they don't crit, it doesn't really matter. Because then I can just deal with Dragon Rage anyway. I might just use Destox. Should be guaranteed Venoshock. Wait. Dragon Rage is just better here. So we'll Dragon Rage. Here's a Venoshock. And then I should just kill it with another Dragon Rage. Alright. Can't break Abby down. And get the rare candy. They're starting in a few minutes. But no, I guess I just need to get my last couple of encounters before the for gym. Gonna take all my items. And then... pretty sure this encounter is a guaranteed electric type. And I should... I forget where the other heart scale is. It should be good to just give everyone orange berries. Just to stay alive during the encounter. May as well save. Then I can... let's check what Pokemon spawn here. Looks like Shinx, Mareep, Tynamo, Yamper, or Electrake. Honestly, I think the worst encounter here is Tynamo. Something with static is of course going to be good for increasing my odds of catching Togedemaru. And both Shinx and Yamper are potentially good into Brawly. But as they're starting, I'm going to take my break here and be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I am back. Hopefully I get a good encounter here. Did I even turn my repel offs? Probably not. For whatever reason in the bag it doesn't actually say whether it's on or off. It only tells you when you actually use it. Nape. Same as last attempt. Welcome back, thank you. Have we lost anyone yet? Well, I had kind of a train wreck of a battle in the museum because I forgot to level up my Weasel, but... Anyway... Mareep should have Conspore, Growl, Thunderwave, Thundershock. So only electric type attacks. Level 12. I assume minimum bulk. Oh, special attack minus defense. Critical hit fake out could just OHKO it. If it's minus... Wait, I could maybe chip it with Krogunk? I think Krogunk's level 17. If I switch to Krogunk, critical hit Sake Out is 21 damage at most. But then it has Poison Touch as well. It's minus special defense. Where's... Here we are. Yeah, it looks like Krogunk's my only real way of chipping this. I had a chance to poison with Poison Touch, but I don't think that's a big deal. It'll Seek Out. It does not get poisoned. I think it's too risky to go for Vacuum Wave though. Time to chuck Pokeballs. One. And it immediately broke out. Just get... Or how hard is this to catch? 41.2% base. Pretty easy, apparently. Alright, Mary. I'm treating it your new nickname. Winter? Feminine form of Quintus. Ancient Roman, apparently. And then I can catch a Pokemon in Buford Tunnel, or whatever that cave is called. Granite Cave, I think. Which it does have static. Modest nature, I think that's ideal, actually. Good HP and defense. Stats or IVs are a bit lacking otherwise. Forgot about the Oranberry. I'm not actually sure what party I want to use for this upcoming encounter. I at least want Vinta and Trun. Because in Dark Cave, the Granite Cave, first floor. There's Sandile, Togedemaru, Aeron, Onyx, Rhyhorn, Cufant, and Fanpy. I probably want to bring Juju. And then something to wall the rock types, I think. Which I don't really have. I mean, I have Monferno for Aeron. Guess I can go with this. Wow. This is probably better. Uncle. Might be worth bringing Otto. Maybe not. I'm gonna stick with this. Then give Oranberries. Don't necessarily want to level up Quinty yet. I probably want to at least be able to use Thunder Wave. Let me check what level I want. It's either gonna be 13 or 14. It's Repel. Prevents Pokemon level below the Pokemon in front of the party from being encountered. So level 14 then? And then I need to get to Granite Cave. I'll not be locked out of Slate Port, so I can still get shooter moves. I also need to get the other heart skill, but I don't remember where that is exactly. That's something I can just do later. Or start of next stream, I should say. With a static Pokemon in front of my party, I should most likely be Togedemaru. Should be a 55% chance, which is best case scenario. Teofin, okay. That's once again not Togedemaru, and also I think one of, if not the worst encounter here. Unfortunate. Would be nice if one of my overworld abilities worked even once. And I guess that's too much to ask for. It says Rock Throw, Growl, and Tackle. You never seen that Pokemon in your life? I think it's Gen 8. Aqua, Rock Throw. Does it threaten me at all? I also forgot to export Ulcum Red Dragon Sage. Kyogre is a bum and a fraud. I believe the term you're looking for is overpriced aquarium fish. Do I have a Switch? I do not own a Switch. Wrote an export. Put Mareep into the calculator. But at the very least, don't get threatened, though I can't Thundershock it. And go ahead and Thunderwave. And you have every advantage against your greatest foe, but you can only muster up a stalemate. I believe Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire actually answers that question with the, I guess, upgraded weather setting abilities with Desolate Land and Primordial Sea. Whichever Pokemon is slower sets the weather, and the slower Pokemon is Groudon, which has Desolate Land, which means water type moves just get evaporated. But that only applies to their primal forms, that doesn't apply to their base forms. So, who knows in Gen 3? So I haven't played the Gen 8 or 9 games. I actually tried playing the Gen 9. I think it was Violet. Maybe it was Scarlet, I actually don't remember. Yeah, it was Scarlet. But never really got far into it. Anyway, how am I gonna chip this down? But thank you for the follow. Wait, wasn't the follow already met? Whatever. I honestly doubt I have a way to chip it. I mean, fake out from Nuzlocke probably works. Let's just do that. Congrats on reaching my goals, thank you. Couldn't fake out. Then I will check Pokeballs. I don't think this thing has a high catch rate, but I will catch rate rather. Guess I just catch on the first ball while I'm trying to look it up. That works. And your nickname will be Valeriana? Oops. Did not mean to it be there. There we are. Go ahead and turn off, or turn the repellent back on. Then I can check on the Q-fin. Naive Nature Sheer Force. That's plus speed minus special defense. Almost maxed out special attack IV. High defense. Slightly below average stats otherwise. I don't think that's bad, but I guess I'm not sure what stats Q-fin tends to prioritize. Regardless, now what I need to do is plan for all the gym battles, but that's something I think I'm just going to go ahead and do off stream. Which means looking for someone to raid. I can raid real. I guess that works. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to join the raid, feel free to switch over to Twitch. My next stream should actually be tomorrow. Got invited to do a Geek collab with Kazu. So I should be doing that in about 19 hours. But I'll be honest, stream today was kind of a mess. I'm sorry about that. I think my brain was kind of scattered, and obviously I made a major mistake in not making sure my party was set up for that back-to-back boss fights, but oh I'm not going to call it until I actually lose the run, though it is looking kind of doomed. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.